Good evening, everyone. Um, this is a special. We're gonna discuss the New York Yankees, and we're gonna discuss the wild card round and the division series so far. I know it's been a disaster, at least in the division series, but hey, let's just go with it anyways. Tomorrow could be very easily the last game of the season, so we'll see. But other than that, I'm Angel Rivera, and I have Alex Knight with me. We're going to be discussing all this stuff and so much more. So, hope everybody had a great weekend. The reason why my camera's off because apparently it's not working, so I'm just gonna leave it off.
Are you
You're not
playing
gonna see my
something? I
face.
hear a lot of tapping or buttons or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm trying to get rid of something here,
Okay.
but hmm. welcome everyone. So yeah, let's get started. Game wild card round was interesting, to say the least. Game one, the Yankees lose in brutal fashion, 3-1, even though they had bases loaded and nobody out
Yeah,
against Chapman, and Chapman tends to implode during the playoffs. But somehow the Yankees managed to get bases loaded and nobody out, and not score a single run. So
I was
great
shocked
start.
that Stanton didn't do anything in that situation there. Like, you couldn't at least get a sacrifice fly or whatever, struck
Yeah,
out. That was
something,
shocking.
but no, nothing, absolutely nothing. So yeah, the Yankees do nothing there in that situation, and they lose 3-1. Um, game
No,
two went a
no
little
harm
bit better.
in CBC.
Oh hey, yep. So game two went a little better. We ended up winning,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a lot better than game one. I mean, I was like, oh hey, we actually won a game. Let's see what I so that
Yeah,
double by I forget who it was, but Jazz Chisholm scored from first. That was very
It was
impressive to me.
Austin Wells who hit. Well,
Right, right,
actually,
right.
it was a single because he didn't go to second base. He was using
Yeah,
second.
it was an RBI single.
Yeah,
So that was great, and they managed to hang on barely by the by the they hung on to win the game basically, which was like, oh wow, they actually managed to win a game. There you
mm-hmm.
go. Um, and then game three was Cam Schlettler's dominating performance.
Mm-hmm.
Without, I mean, he was like prime Roger Clemens there for a second. Like
I
nobody
mean,
could touch him.
you wouldn't know that he was a rookie or that it was his first start. I mean, he was. I mean, that was just dominant.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
It
and he
was.
showed no emotion during the game. He was like, "Oh, okay, here we go. I'm striking out this guy. I'm striking out
Yeah,
this guy.
yeah,
Whatever." Yeah,
yeah. It was. It was great. It was like Yankees ended up winning 4-0, and they advanced 2-1 against the Blue
yeah. They
Jays.
finally
And
beat the Red Sox in the postseason again. Finally.
yep. So I would have done if we would have able to do on Thursday, I'd be like, oh, this is great momentum heading up against the Blue Jays because we finally beat the Red Sox for the first time in over 20 years in the playoffs, and we have great momentum heading to the series with Toronto. We get to Toronto, get to game ones and two, just you run into a brick wall. That's what they ran into a brick wall at Skydome in Toronto, and they get outscored 25-8.
I
The
think, yeah,
epic
20,
disaster.
23 to. I think they were outscored 23-8. Yeah,
Yeah.
23. Yeah.
So it's 23-8. Okay, just a disaster among epic proportions. Like what went wrong, what could have gone wrong, did go wrong in those first two games. Like my God, like I have never seen. It's like the New York Yankees do not belong on the same field as Toronto Blue Jays, and that's just a fact. It's like you just look at them and it's like, okay, game one was a disaster. Fine. Hopefully, Max Fried on the mound. Game two go a little better. Nope, it went possibly worse. I
Yeah.
mean, at least they scored 7 runs or whatever
Yeah,
in
but
game two.
that was they were acting like Chris Paul at that moment.
Oh no, yeah, it was over at that point. But But yeah, I mean, at least they put up a little bit of a fight late in game two, but it was still very unimpressive to me. So,
Yeah.
hmm. So let's see. Yep.
Oh, and don't forget,
No.
in game two, they were facing against someone who was, who only pitched who had like what 4 starts previously or something, and they
Uh,
struck out 11 times against him.
yeah, they made what's his face? Ye something. I don't know. The game two started. Ye
Yeah,
something. Yeah, they made him like prime Nolan Ryan or something. They just couldn't touch
yeah.
him. I'm like, really? Like, lay off that fucking splitter.
Mhm.
I mean, is it really that hard to lay off that splitter? I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like it's not like Roger Clemens splitter or something down and away. I mean, just
And
lay
don't
off
forget,
it.
game one in the 6th inning with bases loaded, nobody out, and Judge struck out.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
failed miserably too. I mean, that was one of the most brutal swings I ever seen. Like, dude, that was never a strike. If it was
yeah,
a strike and it just fell off the table a little bit, I get it, but that was never a strike. I mean, that pitch was like, I can't believe he swung at that.
yeah.
But I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, I've been defending Aaron Judge in particular for years, but in the playoffs, he just comes up a little small,
Well, I'll
over the
say that
years.
he's been better this postseason in
Mm,
terms of hitting. He actually has an
yeah,
over 400 batting average, so it's not like it's all his fault. But yeah, usually when they needed him to come through in these clutch situations, he comes through. So
yeah, it's just he just chokes. I don't, even though he's had a good postseason as you pointed out. It's not like he's
yeah,
been atrocious, and he's good, but he's been good. But ultimately, when it matters most, he's nowhere to be found and strikes out in brutal fashion on a pitch down and away, which was never a strike. It's like,
yeah.
oh, what are you doing?
I
So,
just don't
yep.
understand how all these years later, Judge hasn't been able to adjust. In the postseason, it doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I can't explain it because at this point, he's what? He's been in the league nearly 10 years. And like, he was a rookie. I get it. But he's been to the playoff nearly every year. He played in a World Series last year. So it's not like these moments are beyond him. But at the same time, it's like they are probably beyond him. I mean, he puts too much pressure on himself and he
Yeah.
can't deliver. I don't know because Stanton can deliver most playoff. At least
Although
last year he did.
Stan's not really doing it this year either. So
Yeah. So yeah, it hasn't gone well because the Yankees won 2 games against the Red Sox and only hit 2 home runs. The rest of the
yeah.
runs were scored on
Well,
on
the rest
base
of the run,
hits.
at least they were scored on clutch singles or doubles, whatever. But they did hit with runners in scoring position. But it's just
Yeah,
not.
that's what I thought was kind of a good sign. They only hit 2 home runs in the last round and still won both games, won
Mm-hmm.
2 out of 3. So it's like, okay, they're getting the timely hits. Okay, they're doing this. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, I'm a little hopeful for this round. I feel like we all ran into a brick wall. Like, nope,
Yeah.
you guys don't belong here with the Blue Jays. You get destroyed the first 2 games, and you have no chance, basically. Like,
The one thing that I was annoyed at, I was also listening to Michael Kay on the radio, and he was saying this, and he was correct that the Yankees were suggesting all the Jays may have been. They didn't say cheating, but they were doing. There's like they were doing something that we couldn't take advantage or whatever. It's like, well, that's your problem. You can't. We couldn't take it. You got to figure it out, and that's what Michael Kay was saying. You got to figure it out. Don't accuse them for stuff that.
yeah, that there was accusations of Blue Jays cheating, and like I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. I mean, they just kicked our asses. That's all. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. As of now, at least, there's no evidence that the Blue Jays cheated somehow. I mean, if there is later, I'm open to it. But as of now, I mean, there's no evidence for that. Just got our asses kicked.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, we get back to Yankee Stadium, and maybe that wakes them up. I don't know, because you got as of now, it's who Carlos Rodon in Game 3 and 4. It's Schlettler. Even
If we
though we
get
talked, I know that's my concern. Like, what if we don't get the 4? I mean,
yeah,
we may have to switch them. and to give us a chance to get 4. But as of now, there's no switching. They're going with Rondon in game 4 and game 3 rather. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, they can squeeze out a win somehow.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's the end of the road for the New York Yankees the year
But
after.
meanwhile, you got Mets and Red Sox fans saying, "Yeah, Yankees are losing. Yeah, they fuck." Anyways, how's Cancun doing?
Nope, they're not doing anything. They're fucked. They're at home on vacation, huh? Both of them. So,
Yeah.
yep. So that's what's going on, basically, guys. I mean, we're one game away from having the season end in an
Hopefully,
unexpected way.
hopefully it'll be like 2017 again when they came down. They came back from being 0-2 against back then the
Oh yeah,
Indians.
that'd be
None of us thought they could do it, especially what happened in Game 2 of that series.
no.
None
That was
of us thought they
it was
could come back.
over. I thought it was over, but
Yeah, I
at
thought it was
that
over.
point, I thought that that point they're playing with house money. It's like they were a young team. It's 2017. I mean, it's let's see what happens.
I hope
And they
somehow
won
they pull that off again, but
this time. They're not playing with house money this time. They were the favorites before the series started. The betting odds they had the Yankees winning the series, but so far it's just been the opposite. They've been embarrassed in the national stage again. This happened in the World Series last year, but we were utterly embarrassed again.
yeah. We can also talk
So,
about the other games that are going on.
I mean, you could. I mean, So, what's going on in the other series? I don't.
So the Mariners and Tigers series,
Right,
or
right. That's the
we
other
can go.
one.
Well, maybe first we can talk about the wild card series for the other teams first, I guess. Um,
Yeah, the Tigers defeated the Guardians in 3
yeah,
games after blowing a 15-game division lead. I mean, that's rather impressive that they pulled that off. Because you figure with the Guardians had all the momentum, they're like, oh, they just Tigers, so they go there to lose, and then
yeah. And
we'll
I
move
thought
on
after
with
they won game
ourselves.
2, I thought Guardians were going to win, but no, Tigers they won. So forget about what happened with the division and everything because Tigers are
Yeah,
moving
it
on.
doesn't matter. Yeah, they beaten the Guardians in advance anyway, so it makes no difference. Yeah,
Yeah,
you blew a 15-game lead, but ultimately it doesn't matter. So yeah, so the Tigers are now going up against the Mariners in the division series. The Tigers are playing tonight, I think.
no,
They
they
play
played the last 2 games, last 2 days. So just
right,
like
so they're off to
yeah, they're
Okay,
off.
well they don't play tomorrow
The
night.
series
Yeah,
is tied anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. So it's 1-1
Mm-hmm.
going into Detroit. So the Tigers did what they had to do and split in Seattle, and then now they're going home 1-1. That's what I was hoping the Yankees would do and split in Toronto, but no, of course not. They lose in brutal fashion to Toronto, and Toronto. The Yankees only what I read somewhere they only won like one game in Toronto all year.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, only one game.
how do you pull? I mean, it's like this is not it's like the Yankees in Minute Maid Park against the Astros. They can't win there for some reason. They
Well, at least in the postseason, but at least in the regular season, the Yankees have been better at Minute Maid Park.
well, yeah, but in the postseason they're
But
brutal too there. So
but what I
and
was going
now
to say is,
go ahead, yeah,
I thought the Yankees were going to be better because back then the Yankees were nowhere near as good, and the Yankees started winning, and then, they had struggled against the Red Sox as well,
hmm
and they just beat the Red Sox. So I was like, okay, maybe they'll be able to beat the Blue Jays this time.
and that's logical because I figured the same thing. Like, oh, okay, well, they finally beat the Red Sox, got that monkey off their back, and now I look at the Blue Jays, especially their rotation. It's like who? Okay, I know Kevin Gosman, but he's like way past his prime. I don't know who this other guy is who started game 2. I mean, Yankees could probably split in Toronto at the very least to split and then go back to the stadium and do something there. But no, they made Kevin Gosman and the other guy look like prime Roger Clemens and Nolan Ryan. It was one of the most brutal offensive performances I've seen from the Yankees in years. I mean, it was bad. Like they
Yeah.
had no chance. It's
And then you had Vladdy Guerrero Jr., who hadn't hit a home run in like what 80 something at bats or whatever, and then he
like
just
over a month, isn't he? And all of a sudden he's like homering like it's nothing. Like, wait,
yeah.
where was this power during the regular season? Now it's back. It's like, really? Like, okay.
Also, I hope that we
They-
don't see Luke Weaver ever again. I'm done with him. I'm
Oh,
completely
again,
done.
Boone is just going to Weaver, and it's like, how much more do you need to see before you realize he's cooked? Like he's
Yeah.
washed. Like
Ever
whatever he had last
ever
year.
since that injury he had in what late May or whatever, in that Dodgers
Yeah.
series, for whatever reason, he just hasn't been the same.
Like
Um,
whatever it's he washed up or is it the injury killed? I don't know what it is, but
yeah.
obviously he's not the same guy he was last year. So it's like, how much more do you need to see of this guy
And
before you
what made
say,
it even
okay,
worse is that during the post game after game one, he said, "Well, I feel like I'm close. I'm getting ever so close to turning around." Like you haven't gotten an out in the postseason. What do you
no,
mean you're close?
he's
What
not.
is
He
that?
hasn't gotten an out. I mean, he's faced. I think he's faced 8 batters and they all gotten on base, something like
Six
that.
six
Something.
batters, I believe. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, 6 batters and they've
yeah,
all gotten on base.
yeah. And
Not,
I posted that clip, and I sent in that group with
uh-huh.
you, Dave, and I sent that clip responding with Vince McMahon saying, "Get out, get out, get the hell out of here,"
Yeah.
That was just
Well,
stupid.
so yeah, I mean, so that was brutal.
Yeah,
The Tigers and Mariners are tied 1-1 going into Game 3 tomorrow,
yeah.
and Detroit. Then let's see, in the
Well, we can
National
also
League,
talk about. Well, we can also talk about. Well, maybe I don't know about the Reds and Dodgers because that was really no contest. But
yeah, the Dodgers just rolled
also,
over the Reds
yeah,
in
the
two
Cubs and
games.
the Padres in the other wild card series.
Yeah, the Reds, the Dodgers just rolled over the Reds. It wasn't even
Yeah,
a contest. It was more like the Reds. Hey, you got to the playoffs this year at least. Congratulations. Here's your ass kicking for 2 games and go home. Move on. Now, when it comes to the Padres and the who did they play? I forget.
the Cubs.
Remind me. The Cubs, right. The last game in the series was almost was ended with a horrible strike call. It was like
Yeah, that I agree. He definitely missed that call. I definitely agree because that's a huge call there. What I didn't like
brutal.
was after the loss was when the Padres went all over on the umpires and when they were climbing. I understand the frustration, but that's
Yeah, I
like
get it.
that's no, you
Yeah,
can't.
it's not the umpire's fault. You guys went what 0 for 16 runner in scoring position or whatever
Whatever
in
it
the
was,
series.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it was it that I know that's like really. Yeah, I get it. It was a horrible call, and it's like that was in the dirt. Oh my god, it's like to have your season ended in a pitch like that is I get it's totally it's completely frustrating,
And
but hmm,
to all the Yankee fans who still wanted Manny Machado at third base, you still want him because he's not a great postseason player.
no, unfortunately, he's been throughout his career in San Diego. It's been it's you could be way better than that.
I mean, he
So
does great numbers in the regular season, but in the postseason, it's not so much.
yeah, once you get to the playoffs, it's like a totally different animal. Again, last year the Yankees won 94 games with Soto and with Cole. This year they win 94 games without Soto and Cole. So ultimately, that didn't matter much except for playoff positioning. Because if the Yankees would have won 1 game in Toronto, they probably would have won the division and not had to play that wild card round.
You
So
could pick any number of games that they lost. I mean, like that one game against the Marlins when they blew multiple leads, and
mhm.
all that. Yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of games you could have looked at. But bottom line is just they just couldn't win one more game. So yeah,
Yeah, it's just brutal.
yeah.
So that's I love.
So yeah. Also, the Brewers, Cubs they play later tonight. I think. I think or they didn't play yet. I think. Let me check.
No, they're Let's see.
Yeah, they played later. So
Yeah, they played 9. That says 9 o'clock
and they
here.
actually
Have them
played like
listed.
just about a half an hour. So yeah,
Yeah, they're listed at 9:08
yeah.
start time.
Mhm.
Eastern.
I
So
think I read. Oh wait a minute. Wait, let me look again. Uh,
I see them listed for 9:08 start time.
I guess they said 8:08 Central Time. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So I have it here at 9:08. So yeah, it makes.
Yeah,
All right. So the Dodgers and the Phillies are at nothing in the fifth. So
yeah.
and let's gonna be interesting series there, Dodgers and the Phillies. I
Rob
mean,
Thompson already got a lot of criticism for how he handled Game One. By putting out David Robertson twice, or putting him out the second time in the what was it, the eighth inning, I believe, seventh or eighth inning.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he's already getting killed for that. But let's see. So the Dodgers are up 1 game to nothing. Game two is tied, no score.
Mhm. I did see a
So
mistake in the first inning by the Phillies when Brandon March was on first base and Kyle Schwarber was leading off, but then Brandon Marsh ran and then they didn't pick up on him and threw to second for the out. That was a huge mistake. You can't take the bat
mhm.
out of Schwarber's hand in that situation. You can't do that.
Yeah, no, you can't. So yeah, so the the Brewers lead the Cubs 1 game to nothing. Dodgers lead the Phillies 1 game to nothing. The Mariners and Tigers are tied at 1, and the Yankees are losing 2 games to nothing to the Blue Jays. So that's the update. What's going on right now in the postseason? I mean, I'm hoping for a magical comeback here, which won the Yankees and somehow win this series and move on to the championship round. But I mean, we could very easily see a situation where the season ends tomorrow and we're doing a season wrap up Thursday evening or something like that. I could
Whatever.
see that happening. So unless somehow they come back and win the next 2 games at Yankee Stadium and then force the series back to Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
So but at least some positive news that they managed to score a few runs towards the end of the game, like to make it interesting at least. Like, oh, did they have a chance? Oh, never mind, they lost. But at least they scored what 6 runs or 7 runs in that game. So,
And
oh,
the good
that's
news
like
is that the Yankees they do have all their big relievers saved for this game. So
yeah, that's why I thought, maybe if they lose, it's they have all their relievers set up. They have Rondon and Schlittler going 3 and 4. So and Yankee Stadium rattles even the best teams. So in the playoffs, so maybe the Blue Jays will get rattled and maybe lose the
well, I
next
do
two.
remember like against in 2018 against the Red Sox, for example, when the series is tied 1, but then they lost the next 2 games. So you don't know what can happen. So
Yeah, that can happen too. I mean, I'm just hoping somehow maybe we come back here on the weekend and
mhm.
we're previewing the American League Championship Series
And they
between the
need to
Yankees.
stop going by the script or by a plan of what they're going to do during. No, you got to go out there and
Yeah, that's the issue.
yeah, you got to go how
That's
you
the
feel.
issue.
Yeah.
That's how the Yankees lost game one because Freed came out after only 102 pitches when he was fine, and they went to Weaver and he immediately blew the game and they ended up losing 3-1. But when the game they probably shouldn't have lost
But
because
then again, you could
oh
also blame the offense for that game as
yeah,
well.
you could. I'm not the offense is not blameless, but if Boone would have managed that game a little bit better, they could have won 1-0 pretty easily. So that's like he did in Game 3 with Schlittler. He went 8 innings, and he probably wasn't supposed to go to 8 innings, but he did, and he handed the ball straight to Bednar, and he closed it out, and that's how the Yankees advanced.
I
But
was a little worried after Bednar got the leadoff walk. I was like, oh no, please no. But then he got the
uh-huh.
next out. So
Yeah, I was worried too. It's like, should they have thrown Schlittler back out there for the ninth? I would have, like he was fine. He didn't seem to be struggling in any way. But yeah, they ended up getting the win, so it didn't matter. But yeah, I was holding my breath there for a second when that leadoff walk. Like,
So you
oh
see,
no,
how is it a scam if it's 5 games? I don't understand.
uh, yeah, I don't know because the first round's 5 games. Actually, I'm confused. The first round now is the wild card. The
The
second round's the
wild card is best
ALDS.
out of 3. Division series
Yeah,
is best out of
it's
5,
out of
and
5.
championship and World Series is best out of
It's
7.
best out of 7. Here's the thing: don't be surprised if in a few years the wild card round is best out of 5 as well. They expand the playoffs further.
Well, I don't know about that. But again,
Well,
what I want them to change, like I mentioned before, I just want them to change the seeding where they have the number 1 seed face against the lowest seed they can face. That
it's kind of like what the NBA does. Number 1
any
faces number
NFL,
8.
any NHL, it's no difference. So
It's like the number one seed faces number 8 seed, like in the NBA, something like that.
yeah,
Because right now the seeding is kind of weird. You have the Yankees as the 4th seed, even though they had a better record than the Guardians. I get it; they won the division, but
yeah.
but why are they a 4th seed?
Well,
And the
no, no, no.
seeding.
I mean, that's not the part I'm talking about. They're always going to be if they win a division, they're going to be a higher seed regardless. That's not the issue. I'm just talking about, like, for example, Yankees probably should have been facing against like the Mariners instead, and then the Tigers should be facing against the Blue Jays instead. That should have been what that would have made more
Yeah,
sense.
that I see that. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, but it's like, so no matter what, the Mariners have a better pitching than the Blue Jays. But hell, the Yankees made the Blue Jays pitching look like they're Nolan Ryan and Roger Clemens game 1 and 2. So
Yeah,
ultimately, it doesn't really matter who they face because the Mariners may have better pitching on paper, but they made the Blue Jays pitchers look like prime aces there, both of them. So yeah, it's not going well for the Yankees, and quite frankly, I don't see how the Yankees win this series unless there's some kind of magic in them, like in 2017 when they made that comeback. But
yeah,
that team was managed by a Joe Girardi, at least. That there was some fire to them. This team is managed by Aaron Boone, who they're like they don't even give a shit. Like they all come out there, do nothing, and then they lose, and then it's like, okay, hey, we got another game tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow may be your last game of the season unless you guys step it up and actually win a game.
yeah.
So tomorrow's game is at 8:08 Eastern.
Mhm. It's
Uh,
on October 7th, by the way.
um, wow, it is on October 7th. It's on FS1. If you guys have cable, be able to check that out. It's on. Game 4 is listed at 7:08 on FS1, but that's if necessary, which I don't know whether it will be. But let's see. Oh, let's go back because the reason why I said that they could may do more playoff expansion is because of the ratings. Like Major League, everybody's getting great ratings in the playoffs, so it's like, hey, let's expand. Let's make the wild card round 2 more games because they already did that with it was a wild card game initially, and now it's at the 3 games. So I could see them very easily doing more playoff expansion.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's a possibility. Now the question is whether they would do further expansion and have the division series be 7 games or not, or whether it be 5-5-7-7. That's right
I'm
now it's 3-5-7-7. So
not. I'm not so sure about that.
the only way they could pull that off is have the season end earlier. So
Yeah,
because if you're gonna end the season at the end of September and do playoff expansion at the same time, then you're going into November before the season ends, before the playoffs actually end. You're already going into November as it is. I mean, Game 7 of the World Series is scheduled for November 1st, so they're already going into November. So
yeah.
That's if it gets to all 7 games in the World Series. So, well, we'll see what happens there. But I'm just speculating here because it has so. Yeah, so as of now, that what I've seen is Rondon going game 3 and Schlittler going game 4. Even though, if you're the Yankees, who would you rather have, Schlittler or Rondon going game 4, or game 3 rather?
I'd rather have Schlittler.
Yeah, me so do I. But as of now, there's no indication that the Yankees are making that switch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's no indication the Yankees are actually making that switch and giving us Schlittler for game 4 instead of Rondon. So, Lord. Let's see. Oh God, all I'm seeing is Guerrero's grand slam. Like everybody's going nuts for it. It's like it's one of the greatest home runs I've ever seen. Like fuck
No,
off, man.
the Bautista home run was better.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what a moment! He flipped the bat perfectly, and it was like he knew it was gone. Oh my God, what a moment! That's all
No,
I've been seeing all day.
it wasn't the flip the bat. It was just the situation of the game.
Yeah,
I don't run.
I was like, when that grand slam was hit last night, I was like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Like the Yankees already lost. Like, why am I? Of course, I kept the game on. I didn't really pay attention, but I did keep it on. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, well, immediately I get the Vlad Guerrero number 6 for 8 in the ALDS. The rest of the entire Yankee team combined went 6 for 44 in the first 2 games. Just great.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, really? Are we really going to do this again?
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. It's like, so let's see. Everybody knows this. Um, A-Rod said on in the post show, sometimes the data analytics guys get so involved in the weeds, you have to get back to teaching the game of baseball and stop depending on iPads. Well, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what the Yankees are so obsessed with their analytics departments that there isn't there isn't much teaching of the game. Instead, it's like, okay, Fried is going to go 6 innings. As soon as he gets to 6 inning or over 100 pitches, we're going to go with Weaver, or not Weaver, Weaver. Yeah, Weaver automatically. Why? Because what the analytics tells us. It's not like we have an actual. It's not like he's been pitching well. It's not like he's been, consistent. Like that, like is 2024, and Weaver still has that stuff he had last year. No, he doesn't. He's washed up. Either the injury that we talked about earlier, or it's just he's a one-hit wonder. He's a one-year wonder. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, he doesn't have it anymore. So why are we still going to him? I
I
don't
mean, I
know.
can understand if you want to use it during the regular season, fine, whatever, but not in
Yeah.
the postseason. I remember, what happened in the 2020 World Series when Kevin Cash took out Blake Snell.
Oh,
Everyone
that was
was that.
infamous.
And I
Yeah.
remember Michael Kay going off on the Rays and the analytic department for
It
after
was
that. And
Blake Snell only threw. Go ahead. So finish up. Sorry.
I was gonna say, and I honestly thought that would have been the end of analytics. I was like, okay, this should be a wake up call. Don't do it that kind of stuff anymore, at least for the postseason. But they're still doing it for whatever reason.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Instead, it's because Snell only threw, I think, I remember correctly, 82, 85 pitches. So it wasn't like he was even gassed. It was more like, okay, Snell can't get anybody out during the third time around the order. But it's the
I
playoffs.
think the third time around the order thing is overrated.
It is. It really is because you over and over again you have guys showing that, especially in the playoffs, they can get through the order 3 times. Especially back in 2020, though, it's like, really? I mean, he can't. Blake Snell is bad at third time against the order, and I'm like, okay, well, It's the playoffs. Let him.
I mean,
But no, they just
he's got to improve on it. He can't just say, oh, "Okay, well, that's just how it is." No, how about he
no.
actually improves on it? You know?
You got to yank him out after 82 pitches or 85 pitches because the third time at the order he's bad. So, and then the bullpen proceeded to give the game away to the Dodgers, and that's how the Dodgers became champions for the first time under Dave Roberts.
Yeah.
And they would have won again until they ran into the Yankees last year, and the Yankees just basically beat themselves and embarrassed themselves, in front of a worldwide audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. I just don't get it. I don't. TBC says, do the owners make more money for more games? Yeah, because it draws another 50,000 people to your stadium for you have more games. So that's why I suspect they're gonna do playoff expansion pretty soon. Maybe not next year, but definitely like the year after that. They're going to probably do playoff expansion. And let's see. I'm on Twitter, and all I'm seeing is from the Yankee fans, like the hopeful ones. Hey, it could be 2017 again. Remember when Greg Bird hit that home run in Game 3? I'm like, but it's not 2017. It's like 10 years ago now. And what happened to Greg Bird? Oh, that's right. He's out of the league. So he had his one moment, and he just disappeared. So what is? I would love to see that again. I would. What Ben Rice. Ben Rice, it looks like Greg Bird a little bit, and he has
Yeah.
some swing, but
Mm.
it's like the Yankees. It's a different team. It's a different manager, different coaching staff. Now it's like you have Aaron Boone and his staff of misfits. So it's not like it's like, oh my god. I mean, we have a great manager, we have a great coaching staff. We have a great team. They won 94 games, and on paper they're great, but I just don't believe in Aaron Boone. It's hard for me to expect this team to win when you have that guy in your dugout making decisions.
But here's the problem, though. The way that's set up for where, if he's not calling a game, it's the front office. Well, then, I don't think getting rid of Aaron Boone is the answer. Then you're just going to replace someone who's going to do the same thing. Then, so it's like,
Oh no,
what's
yeah, that's the issue. So if the front office is ultimately making these calls, then it's the one, and you got to point the finger at Brian Cashman. But as long as Hal Steinbrenner is there, I don't see Brian Cashman going anywhere unless he retires. Because Brian Cashman has been general manager since I was 10 years old. Like I'm nearly 40, he's still there. So that's
yeah,
how long he's been around. So as long as Hal Steinbrenner is there, Brian Cashman is going to be the GM. Unless he retires, then that's a completely different situation. Then you can get a new GM and maybe get a new manager at that point. But I just don't know if that's ever going to happen.
yeah,
I expect Cashman to retire eventually, but if there's any, because him and Boone have one more year left in their contracts. That's next year. So after that, if either one or both of them gets extended, that's to be seen, right? Because right now we don't know. So that's
yeah.
all right. Let's see. Uh, so it just drives me nuts. Eh, It's like it. It's like I'm not looking forward to watching this game tomorrow. It's like because if they win, oh great, that means there's one more game. We play
Yeah, I
another
mean,
game
I'll
tomorrow.
definitely watch the beginning, but I'm not planning to watch all of it. So
Yeah, especially if they go down early, and it's like, yeah, I'm not really going to spend too much time watching that game. But but if they come out and play well, it's like, hey, at least they're showing some fight and maybe could win this game. Because if they go down 3-4 nothing to the Blue Jays, I think they're pretty much done here, and it's just playing out the rest of the game to see what happens. Because at this point, I'm like, it's the same under Aaron Boone every year. It's like, when do the Yankees implode in the playoffs? Some years they implode early. Some years they implode during the World Series. Some years they implode Some years they don't make the playoffs at all, and so it's like,
Some years
when do
never
they implode?
make it at all. So
Yeah, when do they implode? That's the question that as baseball fans should have when Aaron Boone coach manage Yankees, because they will implode. The question is when. So if you guys want to take bets on when the Yankees are going to implode, I would probably bet something, and I don't know when, I don't know how, but they will implode. So far, it looks like the implosion is happening this year in the division round, unless they make a comeback and somehow win this series. But
yeah.
let's see.
So it's still scoreless with the Phillies and the Dodgers in the bottom of 6. Um,
Okay.
so
If the Yankees lose tomorrow, I mean, again, I was going to say this last week if the Yankees lost in the wild card round, but if the Yankees lose tomorrow, Boone has to be fired. And I know I say this every year, or nearly every year, but how much more can you take? I mean, it's been nearly
but
10 years of this.
again, with the way the Yankees managed this, you know, I don't think taking out Boone is the answer, because if they just replaces someone else that's just like Boone, like, then what's the point? So
Yeah.
you know, so it's like he's the scapegoat. You can't.
Well,
You know,
he would be the
you first
scapegoat
have
in
to
this one.
they first have to stop operating. Like how they've been doing. Then they can change managers. That's how I see it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of so it's scapegoating, it's political, but a lot of Yankees out, even if
Yeah.
it's like, and at this point, it's been 10 years. The Yankees haven't won a championship. And they went to the World Series last year. This year, especially if they lose this year, if they lose, they're not going this year. So it's like you got to scapegoat somebody eventually. Problem is, it doesn't. Because here's the thing: I've been saying Boone should go for years, but the Yankee fans still come out to the stadium. No problem. They sell out nearly every game, so there's really no reason for Hal Steinbrenner to make any major changes. Because like, hey, we make the playoffs every year. Yankee fans still come out, even though I charge more and more money every year for ticket prices. They sell out the stadium most games anyways, so why do I have to change anything? So
Yeah.
that's kind of the issue too. That Yankee fans keep coming out to the stadium and keep watching the games on Yes, because the ratings are go up every year nearly on the Yes network. So that's really part of the issue too. The fact that there's really no real reason for Steinbrenner to make any changes, especially like, hey, we make the playoffs every year. Like I said, hey, we the fans still sell out Yankee Stadium most of the games. Hey, I mean the ratings are up on the Yes network, so why should I make any changes? I like Brian Cashman. He's like a brother to me. I like Aaron Boone. He's such a nice guy, right? He should manage the team forever. He's like it's like he's not he can't be fired. He's such a nice guy. Well, you fired Joe Torre. He won 4 championships for you in 5 years, but you fired him, but you can't fire Aaron Boone even though he has none in 10 years. So it's like, but again, I'm just rambling on here. I think you guys may get my point, but like,
Yeah.
all right. So the New York Yankees are the Chris Jericho of baseball. Oh wow. The New York Yankees are so bad they would be the baseball equivalent of Kurt Hennig. Yankees need to go suck a dick. Miss Witchy. Ah. Well, I mean, let's see. What else? What else? What else? Oops.
Um, I don't know what else.
Yeah, I mean it's brutal. I mean, honestly, to sit there and watch those 2 games just took everything that I had out of me. It's like, it's just it's just brutal. It's like,
Give me some of
Yeah.
your pain and let me die.
yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just brutal to watch. So let's see. Predictions. I hope to God they win Game 3, because if they don't, we go home. Like they go home, we're done with baseball until February at least. I'll probably watch the rest of the playoffs, but still. They're done with. So baseball's over into February. There's one more year before the owners impose lockout. The owner's going to lock the players out at the end of the next season anyway. So I don't know how much longer we'll have baseball anyway. So right,
Yeah.
because everybody knows the owners are going to lock the players out, and we're going to have a long, long labor dispute again. And the owners are bringing back their hard salary cap demands because hey, they can't afford to pay all these exorbitant salaries, even though the owners are making record profits. But still, they can't afford to pay 50 million, $60 million a year for guys when they don't make enough money. Bullshit. I mean, though that's just a total lie. They make so much money they don't know what to do with it. But a lot of these owners just want to put it in their pocket. They don't want to invest in their teams, which is part of the problem too. Like these small market teams make incredible profits. That's based off their regional sports channels and those fees that they get from the regional sports networks or the RSNs. They get so much money that they turn a profit based off that. They don't need to have fans come out to the stadium, which I think we may have discussed this last time too, briefly. So, so yeah. So enjoy baseball while you have it. Because I don't know after 2026, I don't know if 2027 season will get started on schedule or not.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will, but it probably won't. Because let's just keep it real. Because I'm old enough to remember the '94 strike where they initially started training with replacement players. These people, like, who the fuck are these people? Like, these literally are replacement players. And I never heard of any of these guys. And somehow they're New York Yankees, they're Boston Red Sox, they're Los Angeles Dodgers. Hey, they play like no, they don't. These are scrubs, jabronis. Like, why would I even watch this shit? And if it wasn't for Sonia Sotomayor, yes, the one that's in the Supreme Court now, baseball would have been totally radically different today because she ruled that the owners didn't negotiate in good faith. And once that happened, the old collective bargaining agreement had to take place. So the players came back and played a '95 season based off that. And baseball kind of took off after that. Thanks to McGuire, the Yankees becoming a Yankees dynasty, and Sosa and McGuire chasing Roger Maris's home run record in '98. So that saved baseball. And yes, I know Sosa and McGuire were on the juice, steroids, gas, whatever you want to call it, but that, quite frankly, that saved baseball. I mean, so
But and also, Aaron Judge passed. What was it? Roger Harris for the AL home run record. So
yeah, he just did that last year, no, the year before. Sorry, he had
2022.
60. Yeah, he hit 62. Um, um, I forgot his name. The catcher for the Mariners had 60 this year. Why am I
Oh
forgetting his
yeah,
name?
Cal Riley.
Riley. Yeah, thank you. He just gets 60 this year, and again, all I get is that Riley should be MVP, and it's like,
No.
again, we discussed this last time, but that's not even shouldn't be up for discussion. Yes, he had 60 home runs. That's great. Congratulations. You had a hell of a season. I mean, that's an historic year. You deserve some award, but MVP, is not. You deserve recognition. I don't know about any awards, but
Hmm.
you deserve some recognition. I mean, especially in Seattle and that in T-Mobile Park. I'm about to call it yeah, T-Mobile Park. I think it's called in Seattle. That's
Yeah.
a pitcher's park. I mean, I'm impressed with the fact he got anywhere near 60, let alone hit 60 in that ballpark. It's just a pitcher's park. If he did a Yankee Stadium, it's like, okay. Well, that's a hitter's park, obviously. I mean, but no, no, that's a pitcher's park out there in Seattle, and he did it then. So there, so it's like congratulations, man. We earned it, but doesn't mean you should be MVP, especially you put Judge's numbers and his numbers, together. You compare and contrast. It's not even close. So again, there you go. That's just my thoughts. I don't have my camera on because they were glitching out, so that's why you don't see my face. You do hear me though. So yeah, so let's see. Predictions for the rest of the playoffs, realistically, it's probably gonna end up being Blue Jays and Mariners in the ALCS.
Well, I was thinking, Blue Jays and Tigers, but
Well, I mean, yeah, the Tigers are an interesting team, but I don't know whether they get past Seattle in that pitching. Maybe they will, but
well, the Mariners they don't have Brian Wu. He's off the roster with an injury,
um,
so
well, I mean, as of now, because it's 1-1, so I could see it being Blue Jays or Mariners. But at the same time, the Tigers could surprise us and get to the ALCS. But
yeah.
if it's Blue Jays and Mariners, then I think it's also going to be Dodgers and Brewers in the NLCS because the Dodgers are just too good. They got Shohei Ohtani, and he can carry. Not only is he hitting this year, but he's pitching too. So it's like
Yeah.
the chances that it's going to be tough to get past the Dodgers, no matter what team you are, how good you are. So it's going to be Dodgers, Brewers in the NLCS. Dodgers probably get them back to the World Series again, which I can't stand, but
So
that's probably what ends up happening.
the Dodgers have 2 on, nobody out, second and third on the top of the 7th. It looks like they're going to score first, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's on we'll see territory. But I don't see how the Cubs beat the Brewers at this point because they were thoroughly embarrassed in game one. Not embarrassed, not the right word, but they were thoroughly outplayed. Like the Brewers were the better team. The Yankees were embarrassed. Like that's the right word to use there. But the Cubs were not embarrassed. It was more like the Brewers outplayed them. They're a better team on paper. It's not really that surprising, but
Mhm.
But the Yankees were thoroughly outplayed, thoroughly humiliated, and thoroughly just owned. Like the Yankees don't belong on the same field as the Blue Jays do. That's what it looked like in these first 2 games. Hopefully that changes in game 3 tomorrow, but I'm not holding my breath on that because when the Yankees fall apart, they fall apart. It's like that especially under Aaron Boone. When they fall apart, that they fell apart. It's not like they have it's not like yeah they gave us a little bit of hope last night when they scored those 4 or 5 runs, 6 runs in the last 3 innings of the game, but at the same time, it's like it's just frustrating. It's just to watch this team just fail over and over again in October. It's like
Yeah.
as long as Brian Cashman is around, like I just don't see how anything changes.
But
Uh,
remember, it's right in front of us.
oh yeah, it is. It's right in front of us. Um, yeah, the Rays formally played their last game at Steinbrenner Field, and they're already like putting the Yankees logos back up. So I just saw it here on X. They had the Rays logos and they took them all down and put the Yankees logos back up.
Okay.
So yeah, the Rays are looking for a new home again. Where they're going to play next season, I don't know, because Tropicana Field, they're not going to bother to fix it, guys. So they already they already made that announcement. They're not bothering to fix it. So it's kind of like sitting there abandoned, Tropicana Field.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they're going to play next season because this House Steinbrenner made it clear it was a 1-year arrangement. He did it as a favor. It wasn't like they were going to permanently play there until they find a new stadium. So the Rays are probably going to end up like the Oakland Athletics or the Sacramento Athletics, whatever they're being called right now. So they're going to
Sacramento.
play. So they're going to be playing in a minor league stadium for a couple of years until. Well, technically, George Steinbrenner Field is a minor league stadium too, but but it's a nicer one. They're going to end up playing in some shitty minor league stadium somewhere in Florida next season, and we just call that their home. Because hell, the Rays don't even have prospects of building a new stadium. So it's not like with the Athletics, at least they're getting a stadium in Vegas. This opening in like 3 years or whatever. Nope, they don't even have that. The Rays have nothing. So I don't know what they're gonna do. They're gonna have to they may have to move. They got to move the team to somewhere else, like Montreal.
The Dodgers now lead 1-0.
Oh, there you go. Well, see, there's some runs.
Yeah.
Let's see. No offense, but baseball sucks. If baseball died tomorrow, I wouldn't cry about it at all. It would take me a few years to realize it was gone. If baseball never came back, I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't shred a single tear. Hey, look, I get it. I grew up with the game. I love it, but people don't like it. I understand people not liking it, especially if this lockout goes longer than it goes longer than the winter. It's going to be tough to get people to come back, especially with how expensive the tickets are and how expensive it is to follow your favorite teams. We talked about it last time we did a baseball stream, but it's Netflix, Peacock, cable, um, Apple TV. I think I'm not sure if they started a deal Apple TV or not, but if they do Apple TV, there's so many different options, absurdities that it's like I get why people wouldn't want to watch baseball anymore, but
Yeah.
at the same time, and I love the game. I'm not really going to complain too much about it, but yeah, it is massive issues. So yeah, so I'm just gonna wrap it up here. We got nothing else really to say, and we've I think discussed everything we needed to discuss.
Yeah.
If the Yankees win tomorrow, well, if the Yankees lose tomorrow, we'll probably come back Wednesday or Thursday to do our series review and maybe do an off-season preview or something. If they win tomorrow and they win Thursday, they go back game 5 whenever it is in Toronto. We'll delay it until then. If they advance to the ALCS somehow, then we'll do an ALCS preview, which ought to be
Yeah.
very fun. I'm hoping to do that preview. To say that, I'm really hopeful we're doing that preview instead of just doing a off-season review or preview talking about the Yankees embarrass themselves against Toronto.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. If the Yankees lose tomorrow, we'll probably be back Wednesday or Thursday, most likely at 7. If they win, we'll probably be back some point Sunday. Wait, when does the ALCS start? Let me see.
Yeah. Sure.
It says Sunday, October 12th.
Okay.
So that would mean that I would have to do it either Friday night, a preview, or late Friday night or Saturday or something. But
Yeah.
I'm getting way ahead of myself because we're nowhere near that point yet. But yeah, if that happens, then we'll probably do a preview Friday or Saturday. If they get eliminated, we'll be back with you guys either tomorrow or Thursday. Not tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday rather. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Give me that like, give me that subscribe. Make sure you check out the links in the description box below for all your INN needs. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'm going to be back for Angel in the afternoon on Friday at 7. Pro Wrestling Talk will be Saturday at 8 as scheduled. And hope everybody has a great week. And I'm going to see you guys Friday.